Good afternoon, Atlanta. Welcome to WCEG Talk Radio. We are your Veteran Today team. Herman Anderson, co-host. Anthony Aiken, co-host. We are, as I said, WGEC Network. You can listen to us at WCEGTalkRadio.com. You can also listen to us at WCEG Networks, lyvradio.com/WCEG. You can follow us on Facebook, like us on Twitter. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube. Those are most of the ways that you can listen to us and watch us. You can also, as I say, follow us on Twitter, and my Twitter is at VETS Vets Today to DAY_Herman. And Anthony's is at Colonel COLONEL_WCEG. So those are quite a few ways that you can follow us and communicate with us during this hour. We are your worldwide empowerment group, and disclaimer: the topics and the opinion of those of the show hosts and guests are not WCEG Network. So we are here. This is our second show of 21, and we got a lot of information to talk about as it relates to veterans in the worldwide community. So let's get started, Anthony.
Well, I tell you what, Herman, it's so good to see you. And to all of our listeners worldwide, thank you for taking time to be with us, especially during these challenging times. We can all go back to 6 January in Washington, D.C., where none of us in America thought a siege would ever occur on our nation's capital. And as a result of that, we saw something evolve that was unprecedented. We saw a veteran of a war, recent Iraq war, divert a crowd that wanted to come in and do some bodily damage and possibly killing of some of our national representatives. And for his historic actions, this veteran is now being hailed as a hero. And we salute him for what he's done, not only for the people in Washington, D.C., but for the world. So we salute him. Veterans around the world salute him. We also salute those National Guardsmen from around the country, 25,000 plus that are in the nation's capital. Now, one thing I was very, very upset with this morning when some knucklehead made the decision to have the Guardsmen leave the nation's capital and go over to a parking deck to reside. That shows the insecurities and the insensitivity and stupidity of whoever made that decision for individuals that risk their lives to make our borders free. So Herman, I'm sure you and others join me in saluting those National Guardsmen and individuals for the job that they've done and continue to do to protect our national leaders in Washington, D.C.
Well, I definitely salute you, and we continue to salute them and honor them because they made sure that the inaugural ceremony was safe and took place without any incident just this week. So that's proof that our military is strong.
I mean, just think about the images that they showed on national television this morning of guardsmen in a parking deck. There is no bathroom facilities. There's no sleeping arrangement. They're exposed to fumes and oils and everything in a cold environment in a concrete building. And they're sent there to protect the nation. But there's some imbeciles, someone that's so insensitive to understand what a veteran or a service person goes through to make that insensitive decision for them to make that move. I'm so glad that we had some of our national leaders with some intestinal fortitude enough to realize that a wrong was done and they made the correction. And for them to leave that particular environment and to get back out on the lawn to do what they were sent there to do, to protect and to serve. So we salute you, we salute you, we salute you.
Well, and for me, that's being positive and optimistic about the present administration, that this administration has some sensitivity concerning not only the military, but all American people. And they are there to do what the Constitution intended for the government to do, is be for all of the people, all of the time.
All of the time, not just a few minutes. But when you raise your hand and said, I'm here to serve, that's for a real reason, to serve. Regardless of political background, regardless of anything else, you're there to serve. Millions of dollars are being invested into you and your unit, into your organization for you to do your job. And that is to protect our borders and to keep our people safe and free. So I was very, very happy that there was some vetting done to get rid of the bad seeds. I've always been a believer that even though you have a military system, it is a snapshot of the public. Just because you clean them up, shave their hair and give them a uniform and everybody looks the same, doesn't mean that their minds are the same. So I'm very glad that they had the opportunity to vet and get those individuals out. We don't need any party affiliations there. We just need to make sure that they're doing the job that they were signed up to do, and that's to protect our country and the rights of people. Now,
but that's true, and we're gonna touch on several things today. And one thing that that happened this morning that we discussed is baseball great Hank Aaron passed. So
yep.
Condolences goes out to his family and the sports community and the worldwide community.
Yep. You recall the Atlanta Braves about 2 years ago played a baseball game over at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Yes. That was the first time that was ever done, that they literally built almost a new stadium for the Braves to come and play a game, a professional baseball game, at that military installation, and their salute to the services. Hank Aaron, being a vice president with the Braves, was there and involved with that. So you can tell that, yeah, he played sports, but he was involved with veterans and what veterans do. So I know Mr. Aaron. I call him Dad. He looks just like my father. And we've had many conversations. And I'm just saddened to know that, you know, he's passed on, but he lived a great life. He's touched a lot of souls, not only here in Atlanta, but in Milwaukee and around the world. He was an ambassador of, you can come from an area like Mobile, Alabama, with pennies in his pockets on a train ride to go and play baseball and to become the iconic figure of hitting 755 home runs to eclipse what Babe Ruth did here in Atlanta, Georgia, years ago.
As we go through the program today, we are a veterans program, and we're gonna weave in veterans information and worldwide information that affect all of us. And another historic event that took place this week was Desert Storm celebrate its 30-year anniversary. And we all know that General Colin Powell was in charge of that, along with his right hand Schwarzenegger. So we salute all of the the soldiers that took place in desert, that participated in Desert Storm.
Can you imagine that, Herman? 30 years, man.
30 years.
I can remember I was a young major in the U.S. Army, just coming out of a TO&E combat tour in Korea, and it was kicking over there in Iraq and Afghanistan, all that part of the world, and that Desert Storm, Desert Shield, you still got lasting effects of that.
Well, it also, in my opinion, it showcased how great and precise our military could be, because for the modern day military, Colin Powell set the standard.
That was the largest logistical move of the U.S. forces ever. It was unbelievable, the logistics train that it took to make that happen. And folks didn't realize that was supply chain management to the max.
Exactly.
You know, if you talk about supply chain management, that was it. And to be able to take equipment, soldiers, food, water, and everything thousands of miles away to protect our soldiers was just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And under Colin Powell and others' leadership, they made it happen. Made it happen.
That's great. And let's talk about the ceremony this week that took place for our 46th president. People used to call the 45th one 45. They never did want to pronounce his name. So our 46th one is Joe Biden.
Yep. Joe Biden, who's a career politician, more than 30 plus years in Washington, D.C., who failed. Now, he showed something to me. When you get knocked down, you get up. This was his third attempt to become president of these United States. Third attempt. He's 70 plus years old. 78. He persevered. 78 years old. He has some Omega Psi-Phi blood in his body. He persevered. He persevered. He saw it through, and to have, James Clyburn from South Carolina, my home state, who really was the catalyst behind him in South Carolina to get him going. One thing about this particular campaign, about this recent election, is the now approval, now recognition of people of color. People of color that are the snapshot of these United States. So I applaud him for taking out something very significant just happened earlier this morning. For our listeners out there, retired 4-star General Lloyd Austin, who was Secretary of Defense designee, today received confirmation. And now he is Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin from Thomasville, Georgia, West Point graduate, first man of color, African-American male, to lead the Secretary of Defense, the top civilian in the Pentagon. That is significant.
That is significant, and also as part of my diversity and inclusion today, I wanted to also touch on sororities, fraternities, HBCUs. We all are represented. So,
well, you couldn't say it better, because you see I'm sporting my HBCU shirt today. I'm a proud graduate of Tuskegee Institute, now Tuskegee University. And for our listeners in the background, you'll see the emblem behind me, which is the Tuskegee University ROTC Hall of Fame, which I'm a proud member of, and I'm the chairman of the board for that particular organization. But We salute those men and women who have paid the price, who sacrificed themselves in the defense of our nation. Our HBCUs have played a major role in the defense of our nation. And just think about it. Just this week, another significant thing has happened. Senator Raphael Warnock, a Savannah State graduate, was elected to the Senate. The pastor of the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia, is now Senator Raphael Warnock, along with John Ossoff. So there's change coming. There's change happening. So we hope that President Biden and his diversified cabinet and his diversified staff would make a total shift on what we've endured the last 4 years under the reign of terror of number 45.
And you just did a great job of promoting HBCUs, fraternities, sororities in the military. And as you know, since we've been doing this show, which is over 5 years now, from time to time, we talk about when we addressing high school students or young people who consider all options, the military, and there was a time when it might have went unspoken, but some people felt like you couldn't, if you couldn't get to the White House from HBCU.
Right.
But Kamala Harris just proved it.
How
from HBCU, you can get anywhere.
Yeah, you know what I like about our show, to all of our listeners out there, is that we believe in everyone. Yes, we're African-American males, but we serve with people of all nationalities, all genders, all country. I could not be a success in the military if I did not deal with a variety of people. I couldn't be a success. And I can go through my list of 26 years in the military of people that were under my command, under my leadership, that helped me get promoted. I didn't promote myself. The soldiers and civilians that worked for me and under me got me promoted. And I respect them every day. Even now, I still respect them for what they've done for me and my family. I worked my ass off for them because they worked their ass off for me. We were a team. We were a cohort unit. My success was their success and vice versa. So I salute everyone that served in the military, regardless of your background. But when you raised your hand and said that you're going to work for the defense of the nation, regardless of all of the hardship and stuff that you came from and through, I salute you.
Well,
because if we didn't work together as a team, we wouldn't be successful.
You're exactly right, correct. And like you say, networking is relationship, really, not just talking about networking, passing out numbers, but building a relationship with diversity is important to success. Work in any organization, any country, community is to be successful. You have to have relationship. You have to trust people.
Got it.
In today's society, it's not, people don't use the saying, my word is my bond. But like you mentioned before, I'm not getting in a foxhole with somebody I don't trust.
Correct. Well, you know, the adage was that I used to tell my team, my soldiers, that I'm not going to ask you to do something that I haven't tried myself or willing to do myself. So I'm not going to give you something or the directive for you to fail. I'm going to give you the opportunity to excel. And when I was in command, I used to tell my staff, I want you to strive for my seat. Because one day I'm going to be out of command, and I hope that you will strive hard enough that you'll be able to one day sit in a seat like mine. I had no idea coming into the military as a first lieutenant, as a distinguished military graduate from Tuskegee, that I would end up retiring as full bird colonel after 26 years. That was not on my agenda. But what was on my agenda was to work hard every day, to give it my all, because that was the seed that was planted in me by my ROTC instructors and what I saw among my peers. So you can't be a success if you don't put in the work.
That is true. Let me remind our listeners, you're listening to WCEG Network. And you can listen to us at WCEGradio.com. You can also listen to us at WCEG Network. You can listen to us at lyvradio.com/. You can follow us on Facebook, like us on Twitter, and you can also subscribe and watch us through YouTube. I'm Herman Anderson, and we're gonna move to another hot priority is that we all are dealing with is COVID-19 and the vaccinations. And what are your thoughts on that? So watch us on Facebook, let us know your thoughts, and we'll go from there. Anthony?
This COVID thing is real. And it's real to the fact that it's affected my family, and I'm sure many other families. I've lost 3 family members to this virus. 3 are gone. And I have many other friends that I know that were very ill from this thing. Now we have 2 vaccines out there. And I just got notified by a veteran yesterday that the VA now is starting to give out the shot. But you need to give a call to the VA and see if you can get yourself on a list. And if you can't get through the VA, then you can go through your own PCP, primary care provider, at some other facility to see if you can get one of the 2 type of vaccinations that's out there for you. Take this very seriously.
Let me give out an 800 number.
Okay.
For the COVID-19 vaccination. It's 1-800-224-4087.
Okay, that's a good number. Or you can call your local VA and find out who would be the point of contact at your local VA for you to get that shot administered. I know it's being done here in Atlanta, that they're giving out the shot. So do what you got to do, especially if you're old like us. You know what I mean? You're over 65, so you need to go out there and take care of it and make sure that you protect yourself and your family from this virus. And follow the rules. When they tell you, safe distance, that's real. If they say wear a mask, that's real. That's why I was very glad that the president signed an executive order indicating that if you're in some federal facility or something like that, a mask will be worn. So that's a major shift. It's a major shift from the previous administration where masks were not pushed and social distancing was something that, was not advocated. So the science is real. The science has proven that these things work. So don't be a knucklehead. Well, let me put it this way. You can be a knucklehead, but then also be prepared for the outcome, which could be the ultimate death. Death. So you have a choice. Yes, you do. You do have that choice. But don't be a knucklehead and affect others around you from your stupidity. Stay the hell away and let others live that want to follow the rules, the science.
Well, that's true. And actually, I have not through the VA, but I have my first one scheduled Tuesday through Piedmont. So I'm going to take it.
Yeah, I'm going to take it. I can't wait to take it. I'm just trying to get on the list. Herman, in the military, what we use this: signed up, get in line. You'll get a shot, bend over, whatever it is. You just did it.
Yeah, follow orders was
Follow orders. So I'm gonna take the goddamn shot. There's no question about it. I'm programmed. But I gotta protect my family too. You know, I've been blessed to live 70 plus years so far. So why am I gonna not do what needs to be done? You know what I mean? Herman's gonna take it, Anthony's gonna take it, Gustavo's gonna take it, you know, other part of our group that we miss. But, you know, that's something we're advocating to all veterans out there. If you have the opportunity to take the shot, take the shot.
Well, I think if you compare the veteran population to the non-veteran, a high percentage of the veterans are going to take it just because of our orientation. But
and our age.
Oh yeah.
And our age. You know, I mean, you know, we're now across that 65 threshold. You know, we need to make sure that we do the right things and can't stay up late like we used to. 7:30 is late. You know what I mean? Whoa, 7:30 is time to go to bed. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
That's a good lead in. Let's talk about medical benefits and compensation. Since you said that, we'll start with medical benefits, then we'll go to
you know, right now, I mean, you know, I'm being 100% disabled veteran from the VA. It was a struggle to get there, but it was a long 2-year struggle, but I got there. And there are medical benefits out there that's tremendous for you, yourself as a veteran, and your family. Take advantage of it. Utilize a veteran service organization or some organization that can help you to receive the benefits that you've earned for your service to this country. This is, don't you come on with the idea that you think you're getting over or taking advantage of the system. Heck no. You earned it. So as a result of earning it, go through the process and receive the benefits and compensations that you earned. Simple.
Exactly. And we both have nonprofits. And my nonprofit is Veteran Helping Veterans. And since I've been in this business, which is 8 years, not only are veterans not even applying for their compensation, I have veterans that have contacted me just recently that even are not in the VA system. So their medical compensation, even death benefits, they're not eligible because they're not in the system. So if you, number one, if you're one of those people that's not in the system, I would encourage you to get in the VA system.
Right. And you know, Herman, you and I always do research, and from my limited vision, I was able to go online and take a look at a thing called the Military Officers Association of America, MOAA. And under this particular article, it talks about the 2021 military retirees and VA disability pay raise. And there's certain things that are going to affect this year that I think we just need to highlight a few of them. They said that military retirees, those who receive disability and other benefits from the Department of Veteran Affairs, federal retirees and Social Security recipients will receive a 1.3% increase in their monthly check starting in January 2021. It's not a large amount of money, but at least you're getting that increase. Then there's the annual cost of living allowance, COLA. It's slightly less than the 1.6 increase from last year, but in line with the historical increase over the last 10 years. And then each year, military retirement pay, survivors benefit plan, annuities, and the VA compensation and pensions and Social Securities are all adjusted for the rate of inflation. So those are some of the things that have happened under the 2021 year for military retirees. And military retirement pay is one of the top 3 benefits of a military service, along with medical and other benefits. And understanding how to calculate your military retirement pay involves understanding of the final pay and the high 36-month average method. Now that high 36 average method is different for old folks like you and I, Herman. We were under the old school method as well. 20 years, 50%, and every other year after that, 2.5% raise. Now it's a new thing with this 36-month high. So you can go online under this, you know, for you veterans that are still computer literate, and for those of you that need help from your niece, your wife, your daughter, someone else, go out there and take a look at the changes under 2021, dealing with military benefits and compensation to be informed.
And also, as part of this conversation, in order to get your benefits started, whether it's medical, whether it's compensation, or whether it's dealing with death benefit, you need a copy of your DD Form 214.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And we're aware that a lot of us that once we got out of the service, we might have misplaced it. So we need a replacement one. And there are several ways that you can do that. You can, each state has a Department of Veteran Services, and that seemed to be a good start point. For an example, the Georgia Department of Veteran Services, their Atlanta office is 404-656-2300. Again, that's 404-656-2300. And if you're unable to do that, the National Personnel Service Record Office is, this is not an 800 number, it's 314-801-0800. Again, it's 314-801-0800. And you can also request it online at www.archives.gov/military/service record.
You know what? In the age that we're in now of social media and having a small computer in our hand every day, veterans, knuckleheads out there, get a copy of DD Form 214, take a photograph of it, and keep it in your phone. Mine's in my phone. So wherever I go, I have a copy of my DD Form 214. Do the same. I know you got pictures of your queen, your daughter, your grandbabies, and all that. That's great. But you need to also have a copy of that DD Form 214, so when the day comes and you need it, and it's needed by your family members, they don't have far to go. Let them know your password so they can get in. You know what I mean? But you need to have a copy of that DD Form 214 available, because when the time comes, it's going to be very, very important to your family for that form to be utilized to help them with your final needs.
And also along those same lines, if you applied, if you have, for example, if you were not getting medical benefits from the VA and you have been getting them from a private doctor hospital, and you decided you would like to go to the VA, and if you're not enrolled in the VA, number one, you got to enroll in the VA. And the second thing you have to do is get your medical records, both from the private doctor and from the military, to the VA. So you can request your records. Most doctors are hospital have a records department, so you can request those through them. But your military records, you need to request those from the National Personnel Service, which is the military archives, to get your military records, for example, when you were in the military, during the time you were in the military.
That's very true, Herman. Making sure that you have your things in order, to get, things in line and in place. And this is not morbid, this is just real.
Well, it's real,
It's
and
real.
and as you and some of the listeners know, like you mentioned, disability benefits, those are benefits you earn.
Earned.
And you need to prepare if you're going to request those, you need to have all those items in order. And not only do you get no disability benefits, you get your medical benefits also.
Correct. I mean, one thing, accountability is important. And what we have to do is to hold the VA accountable. We know we can go back as far as President Obama, number 44, the president, when the scandals started to hit in the VA system. And the first big scandal was in Phoenix, at the Phoenix VA hospital, if you recall, Herman. And before you know it, they started to fall like dominoes when they found out about improprieties going on in Phoenix, in San Francisco, in Baltimore, and all of these other places around the country where these VA hospitals were receiving a rating of 1. Here in Atlanta even, the Atlanta VA were a rating of 1, which means they were having some serious issues of not taking care of veterans. They weren't being held accountable. And then when you take a look at the leadership under 45, how many different VA directors did we have? Almost 4. Now, under President Biden, he's put the name forth of a former White House chief of staff by the name of Dennis McDonough. Dennis McDonough stated, if I am confirmed to be the VA leader, I will fight like hell to give our veterans and their families the health care, respect, and dignity that they deserve. That's a powerful statement. And one we need to hold him and the entire VA system accountable for. Because the VA healthcare system is the largest healthcare system in these United States. The largest.
Yes.
So as a result of that, designate and select Donahue with your pledge to fight like hell to give veterans and their families the healthcare, respect, and dignity they deserve. Once confirmed, you're on the clock.
They are. And also veterans, all our veterans that are being served that need service, whether it's at the VA or if the VA is going to take responsibility. Because as you know, we also have, the mission plan now? If the VA is overstaffed, you can go to a private source and the VA will take responsibility.
Yeah, that didn't change, remember?
Yes. It used to be the choice program.
The choice program, you know what I mean? So that changed, but accountability, taking care of yourself, taking care of your family members for something that you earned, the cold nights in the field, training in the woods.
And the reason I brought that up, I had some experiences recently where someone is dealing with PTSD, some veterans, and the VA wasn't able to, the VA facility wasn't able to take care of them. So I I asked them to get in contact with a private facility, and the process is you have to call a number that the VA will, it's an 800 number, really. I don't have it in front of me. But the process is that you call that number, and within 48 hours, they will call you back and confirm that you can go to a private facility to get your, if you were getting counseling in either the community clinic is closed, or for a while they wasn't accepting anyone out at the regional office either. So the only choice was to go to a private source or have someone come to your house.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I had no problem with the VA sending a representative to my home because I needed help. For years, I fought my vision impairment. I was a knucklehead. I still do what I can do. No, I haven't driven a car since 2013. I was still trying to do what I was doing, but I needed to accept my new normal. It was a struggle. It was not easy. And I'm sure there are other veterans out there struggling with a variety of illnesses or disabilities. But once you get through what you're going through, and it took me a couple of years to get through to that, to where I am now, this place, I can tell you there's light at the end of the tunnel. And the VA is there to help. Just make the system accountable.
Well, that's really the big point, is the VA has deserved so not a good reputation, and they are usually in get a lot of bad publicity in the paper and all of that. But there are quite a few situations where they do great work, and you, like you say, you just have to, if you be accountable, and if you really are one of those people that don't give up, they'll take care of you.
Give up? We can't give up. That's something that's not a part of our DNA. We got to give up. When knocked down, you get the hell up and move forward. There's nothing wrong with being afraid. Fear keeps you sharp. Fear gives you energy to succeed. And President Biden proved that.
Yeah.
2 times ran for president, knocked down. Third time the charm.
Well, I mean, he's definitely a perfect example of perseverance. 78, that's the oldest president we ever had. And
you can say the same thing about Congressman James Clyburn in my hometown of Charleston, South Carolina. He failed several times. And now he is the highest ranking guy in Congress. So it's perseverance, it's seeing it through. That Langston Home poem, see it through. Those things are real. And we need to filter that on down to our children and our youth and let them know that, you got to continue to fight. You can't quit. And just because you run into a little adversarial scenario, that's not the end. Don't shut down. A no is just another way to find a yes. Okay, you told me no, but there got to be a yes somewhere. Listen, we always talk about a plan B. You got to always have a plan B. A football game, you go into the game with a good, first half action. That's our game plan, but we get the shit, we get the hell beat out of us the first half. And we go into halftime, and the coaches say, you know what? We got to change our plan. That's plan B. And you come out victorious. So don't quit whatever you do. See it through.
Well, that's true, and that's, I can say the same thing about, we can model that into politics, particularly what happened in Georgia, what happened with Stacey. I mean, she, I won't say she lost, but she didn't cross the line because they changed the rules on her, whatever. But she didn't quit. She just took it to the next level and found out exactly what the rules were and did it better than they did.
Right. That's what I'm saying. She understood the rules of engagement were changed. So as a result of that, yes, she got slapped around a little bit and she lost. I mean, she actually lost to a gentleman who is still Secretary of State running for governor. How many polling booths were not even open or polling machines weren't open? But she took that negative energy and turned it into a positive to defeat voter suppression. Historically, in runoffs, you never have a large turnout. But because of her tenacity, more than 5 million people voted in the state of Georgia in a runoff. That's unprecedented. 5 million plus. And as a result of that, we now have 2 new senators in Washington, D.C.
That's true. And the next thing that we want to let our listeners know is we have a few numbers for crisis situation. One, the PTSD number, the National Suicide Prevention number is 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-8255. And also the homeless hotline is 1-877-424-3838. Those are some hotline questions that hotline numbers that are available in the VA has improved drastically at responding to these. When we first started doing this program, the response was poor, but I have to say that the feedback that I receive is that the response is great, a whole lot greater than it used to be.
Oh yeah. But accountability is the key. We know we've had some major turnovers in the VA, and change is good. And in this case, we definitely need the change to be good because we have veterans now that are younger and will be in the VA system for a number of years. So we need a system that's only going to be functional, but a system that's going to provide the service needed for those veterans that did their jobs. They did their jobs and they were offered a blank check. We cannot renege on that. We cannot renege on that, Herman.
Well, that's true. And that pushes to another topic. The people that we just sent to Congress, both the senators and the representatives, the veterans as a group, veterans as a political interest group, we need to advocate more. We need to be in their ears. The bottom line is making sure that they are aware of what our needs are and that they're advocating for us.
You cannot be on the sideline and be quiet and bitch and moan. You can't be complicit. If you see something that's wrong, say something. Stand up. Be accountable and make those around you accountable. When we were in the military, we were held to a standard, right?
Right.
Accountability. If you did not do your job, you were either forced out, given a bad discharge, or given undesirable assignments. But if you did your job and you performed, hey, you did what was necessary to be successful. So that's what we should demand from the VA. Nothing more, nothing less. That's what
that is true. That is true. And we touched on this when we were talking about claims and compensation, but the two items is e-benefits and my health event. that we always emphasize being participating in that and being able to deal with your claims and your all that through e-benefits or in my health event.
That's right, man. I tell you what, it's right on my computer. I utilize it as much as I can. The VA has provided me actually the computer I'm working on right now, my mobile phone, as a result of going through the blind rehab program. And one of the aspects of that training program was to get involved with what they call the CAS program, Computer Access Support Program, and got me signed up for My Healthy Vet and e-benefits. So I utilize it all the time. If you're utilizing your My Healthy Vet, you'll be able to go through and take a look at all of your lab results, all your physician notes. You can order medicines. You can make an appointment with your primary care provider. If you have a concern, you can send it to a secure net. If you have a claim, which is a process now that they're utilizing extremely through the e-benefits process, once you submit that claim, then you're able to track it. Now I understand, trust me, the system is not instant. You're not going to get instant microwave answers. You're going to have perseverance. You got to see it through. Because you, Herman and I, represent a Social Security number. They don't know you personally. There are a number of veterans out there doing what you do, trying to get compensations and benefits. But your due diligence, what you need to do is to follow through. Making sure that the system keeps moving forward and utilizing your veteran service organization, Purple Hearts, DAV, VFW, whatever. Allow them to support you because they're a third-party entity that does not work for the VA to support you in your process. It changes all the time. It's not an easy one.
No, it's not. In like say people our age, if you decide that you want to kind of back away or retire from the technology, then you got to talk to somebody else into doing it for you. Your niece, your nephew.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I had to get through, that period of my kids saying, "Dad, you can't see what's wrong. What's up?" You know what I mean? I had to go through that. But once I got through it and they understood my disability, everything was cool. And you and I, Herman, and through our nonprofits, you do Veterans Helping Veterans and Visually Impaired Veterans of America Incorporated. We do what we can do, and that's reach back and to provide information and resources to facilities and organizations to help people, like myself and other veterans that need support to deal with their disabilities. So we ask you, individuals out there listening, to spread the word about WCEG Talk Radio. Herman said earlier, this has been a 5-year journey for us, and it's something that we're very, 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 very passionate about, and that's sharing information with veterans.
And what we do also, Anthony, and you quite aware of this, is we encourage churches to start veteran ministries. That's a good way to get for community outreach and to get veterans aware of what their benefits and entitlements are.
That's right. And that could be a very good source. I know at my church, we did quite a bit, Ben Hill United Methodist Church, through the Veterans Ministry and getting information out to them, holding veteran seminars, veteran information sessions, providing information about, My Healthy Vet, e-benefits, and bringing in different organizations to provide them resources that they can utilize, which is so important. When you say, "Thank you for your service," you shake a veteran's hand, male or female, and you look her in the eyes, please mean it.
Exactly.
Don't make it a cachet statement that it sounds good. "Thank you for your service." Mean it, damn it. Because they gave their all for you to be where you are today.
And one other item that's important to me is we both are Vietnam era veterans, and
Correct.
we both deal with Agent Orange. And Agent Orange is there's still veterans that are not being compensated for being exposure to Agent Orange, and they are not even in the Agent Orange database. It's back to that group of veterans that I talked about that's not even in the VA system. So if you're not in the VA system, I encourage you to call you can start with the 800 number, 1-827-1000, and press operator and ask them to connect you so you can get in the Agent Orange database.
Well, Herman, I just want to tell you, it's been a joy for me on this 5-year ride with you. It's been a joy for us to work under the vision of our kahuna, our leader, Penny Rogers, and the WCEG Network, because we're passionate about what we do. So we want to salute Penny Rogers and the entire WCEG Network, and folks, tune into other show hosts. They're providing great information to the community, great information that you can share among yourselves. And please tell others about our show, about our network, because what we're trying to do is to speak life and truth into the communities where we live. So I want to salute you, Herman. From an Army guy to an Air Force guy.
Thank you. Thank you.
I salute you.
We're
And let's
a team.
salute Gustavo. Let's salute Gustavo, Juliao, our good buddy.
We are a team.
Yep, that we are.
And you also a sports guy. So there's no I in team.
Nope. Nope.
So this is good. And I think we just had another great Friday, Veterans Day. And we'll be back in 2 weeks. And we hope the information that we provided you empowered you, motivates you to, if you're not in the game, get in the game.
Get in the game. Have a good one, Herman. See you in a couple of weeks.
You.
Take
Be
care, my
safe.
brother. Take care. Bye.